China in the crucible, a nation engulfed in weather, social and hidden crises, opening a nation scorched and submerged. Welcome to today's special program where we dive deep into the chaotic tapestry of a China grappling with an unprecedented crisis. From melting asphalt roads in Guangzhou to freak summer snowstorms in Gansu, from electric vehicles exploding under blistering heat to cries for help censored on social media, the country is facing a perfect storm of natural disasters, societal unrest and cover-ups by the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. In traditional Chinese cosmology, such extreme weather is not merely natural, but a portent of cosmic imbalance, a warning of a regime teetering on the brink of collapse. Today, we uncover the hidden truths, exposing the reality of catastrophic weather and the devastating consequences borne by the Chinese people. Like, subscribe, and join us as we unravel the truth behind this nightmare. China is being incinerated by an unprecedented heat wave with temperatures in many regions surpassing 40 degrees, even hitting 43 degrees C in Sichuan and Yunnan. In Shandong's Weihai City, a record-breaking 42.4 degrees C on July 5 caused festival-goers to collapse en masse from heatstroke with ambulances racing through the streets. Firefighters sprayed water to cool the crowds, but the heat remained unrelenting. In Guangzhou, asphalt roads cracked and buckled, some sections exploding due to thermal expansion resembling a lunar landscape. A viral Douyin video showed a man frying an egg on the sidewalk using only sunlight. He placed a cast iron pan on the concrete, poured oil, cracked an egg, and within minutes it was golden and cooked. Ground temperatures in Hunan hit a staggering 74.1 degrees C on June 24th, hot enough to roast an ant in 3 seconds, as a local newspaper described. The heat doesn't stop at quirky experiments. A shocking YouTube video captured an electric vehicle in Shenzhen spontaneously combusting due to the 38-degree heat. The vehicle's lithium-ion battery couldn't withstand the temperature, exploding in the middle of the street and sending passers-by into a panic. This wasn't an isolated incident. At least 3 electric vehicle explosions were reported in Guangdong in July, raising fears about technological safety in extreme weather. We're scared to drive electric cars. Who knows when they'll turn into bombs, one driver posted on WeChat before the post was swiftly deleted. Deadly heat wave and debt crisis. China's summer of suffering. A merciless heat wave is sweeping across China, turning summer into a deadly furnace, claiming lives and plunging millions into a spiral of crushing debt. Temperatures in many areas have soared past 40 degrees C, with road surfaces scorching at over 60 degrees C, causing people to collapse in the streets. In Changsha, Hunan Province, the 120 emergency hotline dispatched ambulances 105 times in a single week to handle heatstroke cases, with 5 critically ill patients rushed to the ICU at the Hospital of Traditional Chinese Medicine. In Shenzhen, 122 people sought emergency care for heatstroke over 30 days. 9 of whom teetered on the brink of death, primarily construction workers and outdoor service staff. Doctors warn that if body temperature isn't lowered within 6 hours, the risk of multi-organ failure spikes to 83%, with a mortality rate as high as 70%. For every 0.5 degrees increase in body temperature, the risk of death triples, making young and middle-aged adults the primary victims. The heat doesn't just kill it, exposes heart-wrenching tragedies. At Nanchang University in Yantai, Students sweltered in dormitories without air conditioning, left with only fans blowing hot air. One student fainted in class, and a dormitory manager known for caring for stray cats died of heatstroke. Enraged students placed flowers in memoriam and protested for justice, but the university blamed an outsourced contractor who in turn denied responsibility. The school's budget is 29.7 billion yuan, yet they can't afford a single air conditioner, an outraged student posted on X before their account was locked. In Linyi, Shandong, rumors spread of hundreds of heat-related deaths, with crematoriums overwhelmed, processing over 100 bodies in days. A Hebei resident shared, "The crematorium near my home handled 160 bodies in 48 hours, with a waiting list stretching to number 90 by noon." Netizens accused authorities of falsifying weather reports, listing temperatures at 38 to 39 degrees, when the reality felt like being burned alive. A Hunan resident fumed. "They say 38 degrees C, but the roads are definitely over 50 degrees. The debt crisis deepens this grim picture. According to statistics, 920 million Chinese are drowning in debt, with 450 million unable to repay. A 37-year-old single mother in Tangshan shared, "I owe 1.8 million yuan after a failed business. My bank account is frozen, and I borrow from neighbors just to keep the electricity on. Debt has frozen my life." Otto, a 25-year-old, lamented, "I owe 400,000 yuan for guaranteeing my father's loan. My monthly salary vanishes instantly. I can't afford good food or shopping, but the debt still crushes me." In Yunnan, a young woman rode a motorcycle for 7 hours under 40 degrees heat to find her abandoned dog suffering severe second-degree burns. Netizens are calling for transparency, sharing gut-wrenching stories of loss and despair. The heat wave and debt crisis are strangling hope, leaving China steeped in grief and uncertainty. Water and power crisis. Sichuan and Yunnan plunged into darkness. The heat wave has triggered a dual crisis of water and power shortages. Sichuan and Yunnan, China's largest hydropower hubs, are grappling with dried-up rivers and lakes. Sichuan, which generates over 20% of the nation's hydropower, and Yunnan, home to 6 of China's 10 largest hydropower plants, are operating at minimal capacity as water levels have plummeted by 60% compared to last year. The Baihetan Dam, the world's largest, is nearly paralyzed. Yunnan's government has gone so far as to urge residents to bathe only 3 to 4 times a month to conserve water, sparking outrage. "They're telling us to live like it's wartime, but they caused this disaster." In Shenzhen, a wealthy city where home prices range from 8 to 10 million yuan per square meter, power outages lasting over 6 hours in 36 degrees C heat have left residents desperate. One resident recounted, "I poured water on the ground, and it evaporated in 3 seconds." In Guangxi, a once-in-a-millennium drought has left 83,000 people without drinking water, forcing them to rely on contaminated river water. Fire trucks have been deployed to water trees, but as one resident lamented, "It's just a temporary fix. We're dying of thirst." Dual disasters, from heat waves to July. Snow. Beyond the heat. China is reeling from bizarre weather anomalies. In Gansu, a July snowstorm blanketed grasslands with snow piling up to half a car wheel's height. "Yesterday we were burning. Today our tents are buried in snow and a foal froze to death," a herder recounted. In Xinjiang, sandstorms and tornadoes reduced highway visibility to 0, flipping motorcycles with their fierce winds. In Beijing, gusts reaching level 13, the strongest in a decade, tore down billboards, uprooted over 200 trees, and left one dog's face distorted like a seal's, as a netizen humorously described. In Guizhou, hailstones the size of eggs smashed roofs and crops, leaving farmers in tears. The whole harvest is ruined. In Jiangsu, strangely shaped hail, resembling coronaviruses, shattered car windshields and caused injuries. These phenomena evoke the ancient tale of Dou Yi, whose wrongful execution brought snow in June, signaling cosmic imbalance. According to the I Ching, July snow is an omen of great calamity, hinting at chaos in leadership and society. The heavens are angry, one X-user commented before their post was deleted. Agricultural devastation, crops and livestock, wiped out. The heat and disasters have ravaged Chinese agriculture. In Guangxi, lotus carp raised in rice paddies died en masse due to overheated water, while rice withered and rotted. A pig farm in Sichuan lost 5,000 pigs when its ventilation system failed during a blackout, incurring losses exceeding 10 million yuan. In Jiangxi, floods turned fields into swimming pools with damages estimated at 10 billion yuan, affecting 290,000 people. A Guizhou farmer wept. Hail smashed our crops. We have nothing left. Xi Jinping's deforestation for rice policy has worsened the crisis. Aimed at ensuring food security amid potential Taiwan Strait conflicts, the policy mandates clearing forests for farming on sloped land, leading to severe erosion and flooding. In some areas, farmers plant rice on arid soil to report compliance, only to abandon the crops to die. They force us to do pointless work, destroying both the land and our livelihoods, a Yunnan farmer fumed. Social unrest. A wave of resistance erupts. The heat and disasters have ignited social discontent. At Yantai University, students launched an air conditioning revolution, plastering banners that read, "Where's our tuition going? We need air conditioners to survive." At Jingzhou Technical College, a student's death from heatstroke sparked parental protests demanding compensation, but the school deflected blame. In Guiyang, residents accused authorities of exacerbating floods by releasing dam water without warning. "They opened the dam and drowned our homes without a word," one furious resident said. The story of Brother 800 in Henan further inflamed tensions. Nicknamed for an 800 yuan traffic fine, the man live-streamed his defiance after being beaten by police, decrying systemic injustice. His video went viral before being censored, sparking the 800 movement as a symbol of public anger at the CCP's negligence, from disaster mismanagement to silencing dissent. CCP cover-ups. Secrets under pressure. The CCP has scrambled to control the narrative through ruthless censorship. Posts about deaths, damages, or unrest on WeChat and Douyin are deleted instantly. They pull bodies from the mud, but the news says nothing. A Guizhou resident whispered on X. Vice Premier Zhang Guoqing, tasked with disaster response, visited industrial zones instead of flood-hit areas. They're too busy fighting for power to save people, commentator Li Ling told The Times. Political instability is also simmering. Rumors of Xi Jinping's weakening grip on power are rife, with Vice Chairman of the Central Military Commission, Zhang Yuxia, reportedly consolidating influence challenging Xi. The mysterious death of former Premier Li Keqiang in 2023 remains a stain, with whispers of foul play. Meanwhile, the crisis of missing persons, 1 million annually, including 200,000 children, fuels suspicions of organ harvesting. Not a fly escapes their cameras yet. Thousands vanish. One netizen raged. The U.S. House's H.R. 1540 bill targeting organ harvesting from Falun Gong practitioners has heightened global alarm. China, on the brink of chaos. China faces a perfect storm, scorching heat, relentless disasters, water and power shortages, devastated agriculture, and erupting social unrest. From exploding electric vehicles in Shenzhen to July snow in Gansu, from fake fields planted to appease deforestation policies to censored cries for help, the nation is sinking into chaos. The CCP may hide the truth, but it cannot conceal the heavens' wrath or the people's fury. Is this an omen of a regime's collapse? Share this story, demand accountability, and join us in exposing China's hidden crisis.